On today's Solo Sunday news, the TNA and NXT Special crossover has been announced. Ricky Saints is your new NXT champion. An AEW favorite is out for the rest of the year, and the first ever women's blood and guts match is on the way. Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling, the Solo Sunday news. Myself, Andrew Ballard. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. I hope your weekend is going as well as possible. Championship football continues to be really tough over here. Clinical teams, super small margins. But anyway, wrestling. Yes, with NXT No Mercy now in the books. We've had the announcement of Invasion, an NXT and TNA crossover special for October the 7th on the CW, or on Netflix for those of us like myself in the UK and beyond. Now, this was announced by NXT General Manager Ava, confirming that the special is basically, there's going to be 4 matches. There's going to be Trick Williams versus Oba Femi, where everybody is banned from ringside. There's the Hardys versus Dark State in a winner-takes-all match for the TNA and NXT tag team titles. And there's Survivor Series-style matches for the men and the women of both brands. Yes, the team's going to be confirmed this coming week. This marks the next step, the next logical step in the whole TNA and WWE relationship, I guess, coming on the heels of last week's chaotic NXT ending, and also at a time when you've got Trick Williams as the TNA champion. And also, in case you missed it, Kalani Jordan is now the TNA Knockouts champion, yes, winning that belt at Victory Road on Friday. This also comes at a time when we've been hearing reports of TNA having an increased presence in NXT and vice versa. And so we've got our first official crossover event. And I am totally thinking the Hardys win the NXT tag team titles, if you're asking me. After all, I mean, so far you've had 3 NXT stars win TNA gold, JC Jane previously, of course. And it only feels right that, TNA needs to do likewise. And in the Hardys, you've got one of the greatest tag teams of all time, a team who are still one of the most popular in the business. So yeah, if you're looking for TNA to win some NXT gold to balance things out a little bit, the Hardys winning the NXT tag team titles seems a absolute no-brainer for me. As for the Survivor Series matches, though, I mean, who would you like to see represent each brand? Let us know in the comments, man. Men's and women's. I mean, look at TNA, you've got TNA originals like Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian. You've got guys like Matt Cardona and Steve Macklin. Mike Santana is the guy these days. I love me some Santana, man. I guess Joe Hendry is technically still a TNA guy, even though he's clearly, on his way to WWE. There's Moose, there's the Rascals, Leon Slater. I mean, he's been kept largely away from the Invasion stuff, I guess. The same with Nick Nemeth as well. There's old Mansa, Warner too. Get Mansa in there. And then you look at the women. I mean, what knockouts would you want to see get involved in this? I mean, Masha Slamovich seemed like a given until obviously the last week or so has changed things drastically there. You've got Alicia Edwards, you've got Heather M of the Elegance brand, you've got the Inspiration, yes, Adam Wilborn's favorite. I mean, Danny Luna and Joni Threat, Indy Hartwell, Lei Ying Lee, Zaya Brookside, Steph DeLanda, Mara Sade, the former Jakara Jackson, Victoria Crawford, the former Alicia Fox. I mean, heck, Tessa Blanchard is back now, so who knows? But yes, let us know in the comments who you'd like to see be part of those Survivor Series matches. And that's not even looking at the NXT side, to be fair. But speaking of NXT, your NXT champion, your new NXT champion is absolute Ricky Saints. Yes, Ricky won the NXT title last night in No Mercy, beating the mammoth, the juggernaut, Oba Femi. A couple of DDTs did the job, well, the 3rd and 4th DDTs of the match from Ricky. And that brings an end to Oba's reign at the top of NXT at 263 days, I believe. Now, this was a big moment. This was a passing of a torch of sorts, I guess you could call it. The start of Oba's NXT exit. I mean, surely he is main roster bound. I mean, you could even have him debut, just throwing it out there, as part of Sami Zayn's US title open challenge. Just saying, that would be a great way to debut, a great way to have Oba presented as a big deal immediately. Have him win the US title. I mean, that said, I am enjoying those open challenges. So I'm all here for Sami keeping them going for a little while longer. And truthfully, they're kind of carrying SmackDown a little bit lately, it feels. But Oba doesn't need to debut immediately. I mean, it could be a few weeks down the line, a couple of months down the line even. But yes, this very much feels like the start of Oba's farewell tour, I guess you could call it, in NXT. I mean, he's done everything there, really. Or at least there doesn't feel like there's anything left for him to do. I think that might be a better way to phrase it. And for Ricky Saints, he is now at the top of the mountain in NXT, man. The top dog, the main event player, the NXT champion. And that's really cool to say. I mean, I've been a Ricky Saints guy before there was even a Ricky Saints. I'm talking about, you can go back to the Stroke Daddy, man, the NWA television champion and beyond. In fact, I mean, if you've kept up with the channel for a little bit, I've been lucky enough to interview Ricky a few times over the years. 3 times, actually. Once just after he left the NWA, then a year or so into his AEW run, and then towards the end of that AEW run. I mean, all being well with the world, I reckon we're due to catch up around next May at some point. As those interviews have been May 2020, May 2022, and May 2024. So yes, every 2 years in May. I'm coming for you, Ricky. But no, man, it's just great to see good people getting rewarded for busting their ass. And Ricky is good people, and he certainly busted his ass over the years. So yeah, man, here's to the absolute era of NXT. You absolutely love to see it, no pun intended. But of course, what you don't love to see is people picking up injuries, and that appears to be the case for AEW's Hologram. Now, last night's Collision saw Hologram written off TV for the rest of the year, which sounds like a long time, and then I realised we're in October this coming week, so yeah. But either way, Hologram was written off TV with an attack by Kyle Fletcher, leading to Tony Khan tweeting out about how Hologram is injured and will miss the rest of 2025. Now, of course, Hologram was due to face Fletcher for the TNT title on this coming week's Dynamite, a title versus streak match. But obviously that is now off. Instead, Fletcher will face Orange Cassidy. It's been announced for Wednesday. Now, it is unclear whether Hologram is dealing with a legitimate injury or if this is purely, a storyline injury to get him off TV for a bit. But either way, he is done for the rest of the year by all accounts. For me, I don't know, just looking from the outside in, I presume this is a legitimate situation, at least. As why would you book a match last week for this coming Wednesday if you knew storyline-wise you were going to write somebody off TV for the rest of the year? I mean, that'd be strange booking, to say the least. But I mean, maybe that's the case, who knows? But it is worth noting that the last time Hologram had been off TV for a prolonged period, that was back in October through until I think this February, which was due to a very real ankle injury, if memory serves. Now, if this is a very real injury, all the best to Hologram on his recovery. But either way, don't be expecting to see him on TV until at least next year, by the sounds of it. Then again, we do have his evil clone lingering in the shadows again, having a presence on Collision last night. I'm trying to keep a straight face, man. Oh, this clone stuff pops me big time. I'm such a nerd for that stuff. Anyway, sticking mildly professional. Come on, sticking with Collision, which is, I guess, something not many people do. Sorry, that is low-hanging fruit. But sticking with Collision, I think now looks like we're getting the first ever women's blood and guts match. Yes, the Collision, the main event, saw Jamie Hayter get a win over Julia Hart, which eventually led to post-match shenanigans, should we say, featuring Jamie and Queen Namanata, the Triangle of Madness, Julia, Sky Blue, Tekla. Hayter grabbed a microphone and said, basically, there's just 3 simple words that she needs, and they are blood and guts. Yes. So there we are. This has, it feels like it's been in the works for a little while, particularly with the Queen Amanata and Tekla stuff. Those two just been beating the absolute crap out of each other for months now, and I'm all here for it. It's been great. I mean, while it's not been made official just yet, this will be the 5th blood and guts match ever. And while there is no announced date, I mean, you just look at the calendar a little bit. And AEW, they just so happen to be doing Dynamite and Collision homecoming specials on the week of October 5th. At Daly's Place, no less, which is the scene of the very first blood and guts match. So we'll see if that ends up being a landing spot. Also, I mean, that October 7th Dynamite, that would also be going up against what would be that TNA and NXT crossover. So that, I mean, to me, that makes a lot of sense. Now, you look at it and like, who else could be in that blood and guts match? I mean, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, they seem like quite logical choices for the heel side to join the heels there, the Triangle of Madness. So for the baby faces, I mean, you've got Harley Cameron, you've got Willow Nightingale. I love me some Willow, man. Just so much fun to watch. You got Mina Shirakawa, maybe, possibly. You've always got Toni Storm, or I guess even go Chris Statlander, stick the world champion there, I guess. But yes, the first ever women's blood and guts match is on the horizon. Now, what's on the horizon for me is a bunch of writing and editing work, yes, and lots more coffee. So that is me done with the chatty stuff in the morning. Be sure to check out this other excellent video that's floating around here. This has been What Culture Wrestling, the solo Sunday news. Myself, Andrew Pollard. Be well, stay safe, and I will catch you next weekend.